Is Dom about to drop the next big thing in decentralized AI? I'm Aaron Biebert, your co-host for ICP United.
I'm Kyle Stofflet, your other co-host, and there's a lot that we're going to get into with AI and self-writing internet this week, so let's go.
Welcome back to ICP United. We got a lot going on around the internet computer world, including a massive tweet from the one and only Dominic Williams.
On Friday, launches a massive post about how World Computer Day might as well be called Caffeine AI and Self-Writing Internet Day, hinting at the release potentially or a big update with Caffeine AI.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are very excited for when is this coming out, when can we get into it. And if you're curious, Caffeine AI is an application built on the internet computer where you can essentially just prompt into Caffeine AI and it will create entire applications for you because the internet computer is full stack. Every part of the application can be built inside the internet computer. This means like you don't have to have the code in one place, have servers over here, it's all going to be packaged in. I think my understanding is that within not very long time, like a minute or two, you literally have a full thing.
It allows for anyone that's not a dev to spin up a site that's hosted on an internet computer.
My understanding is you're going to get the GitHub, you're going to get the code base and actually own the code. So you could change it too, which will be nice for people who want to make user interface tweaks and stuff like that.
And I wouldn't expect everyone to do that necessarily.
But
I would imagine most people are going to use it for blog sites or maybe even
websites.
Like Shopify shops and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're kind of changing it towards that to be fully decentralized. A lot of people don't necessarily think about how hosting on the internet computer in the long run is cheaper than using something like AWS.
Very affordable, especially if you don't have a huge amount of traffic to your website. I'm really intrigued to see what all comes out of it, but we could be seeing 1 million new applications on the internet computer in the next year. That'd be insane. Also saw the big VetKey announcement from DFINITY about encryption on chain.
That's pretty exciting. I know it's been long awaited for many developers. It allows for on-chain encryption, keeping things that need to be private.
Yeah, like I was saying last week too, if you're gonna rebuild the entire internet on the internet computer, you probably got to have some privacy. It does matter. I know some conversations, the nature of blockchain is one of its key features was transparency, but you don't literally want everything out in the public. That's not healthy.
Like family photos not open to the public and stuff like that, or stuff like their will, because there could be extreme cases. And I know this gets a little dark, but there could be if your will was transparent, people could go and hold family members ransom, or even worse, death or stuff like that. Having some sort of privacy on chain is needed.
And VetKeys are going to be ideal for that on chain. The internet computer is definitely shaping up to become the home of AI on chain. That is clear to me, and there's a lot going on, so let's dive in. First off, let's jump into Onicai. These guys just launched FunAI, which was a sort of an example of their proof of AI work, protocol essentially that they came up with. And it's very interesting stuff.
Some miners, and you can get rewards proving the useful work that the AI agents are putting out.
And useful work is interesting. When I was looking at the platform, they're saying that essentially people could have tasks, and that the AI agents will essentially do the tasks, go back to a judging AI who will evaluate the work that they did. And if it's approved, then there's rewards in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or internet computer or other tokens back to the AI agent. And so this is fascinating. It's like a Fiverr, but the agents do the work. So it's almost like you get, in theory, and if this all plays out, people would get paid to manage AI agents. So, we are entering new territory, and it's all on chain, so you could verify all this kind of stuff. It's a really nice protocol that they're coming up with.
It could be very interesting.
Bleeding edge of everything right now.
Another interesting AI builder in the internet computer ecosystem is DeAI Chat.
Yeah, I saw that they just put out a whole tweet. They're getting more active on socials now. Really fascinating thing. It goes to the heart of why would you want AI on chain? There's a valid question of okay, so AI, we know how it works now in general. People just do their stuff and it comes, but why do we need it on chain? They really go to the heart of it, because in Web 2.0, like Facebook and Instagram and all those kind of things, our data is the main product. We are the main product, which we've seen that you know, ultimately we don't get treated like people, we get treated like products, and a lot of our needs aren't being met. One of the key things that they're kind of saying that we need to change is put the AI, the LLMs on chain, have all that stuff on chain, and then whoever is contributing data essentially to it can start to see what kind of value they're creating. And also, hopefully in the future, I know this has been talked about for several years now, sharing the value back into the people that are essentially feeding these AI models and making it, you know, but you can't do that without a blockchain because you won't know what people are contributing.
Going to a decentralized AI model is for the people because you agree to what you want to give up.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily being used in a harmful way where it's now taking from you.
Yeah.
ICP Hub Korea had a great post on X talking about on-chain AI inference. So on ICP, AI models are executed directly in a smart contract or a canister, as we call them. And that will allow people to train data, and the inference will analyze that so it can make predictions and classifications.
Using the internet computer, you can kind of know what's going in and what's coming out and how that might be really healthy. So I thought they brought up some good points.
Being able to verify, right?
Yeah,
That's important.
That's why decentralized AI and on a chain like internet computer, or only, as far as I could tell, the only place you could do it would be the internet computer. So that's why we think it matters. And for devs who want to like get into on-chain AI models, DFINITY's got a Llama model running inside of a Canister right now. I know they just came out with a new update with the prompt caching thing, which is going to be very helpful for any developer that's like trying to save money, be smart, collaborate with others. Definitely check out the Llama Canister project on the internet computer. For rebuilding the internet, Web 3.0, it really needs to include the strengths of multiple different blockchain systems. And one project that's definitely doing that really well that stands out to me is Omnity.
They're a massive player in the internet computer ecosystem. They launched RichSwap, which is using their Rune exchange environment.
Yeah, with like a great proof of concept of that whole underlying thing that they created.
They basically allowed for signing transactions directly on Bitcoin with ICP smart contracts or canisters. That basically levels up, you know, the interoperability game where you can communicate with multiple networks and, you know, make transactions on Bitcoin.
This is essentially the value of Bitcoin plus the programmable idea of Ethereum plus the speed and scalability of the internet computer. Would that be a good way to summarize it?
I think that's fair to say, yeah. You're going to be able to trade so much faster with ICP and what they're doing with the RichSwap with the Runes exchange environment. You can, you know, trade and swap between the networks and stuff and really find what suits you and your needs as a user.
And I think some people think maybe it's just for trading, but one of the key things too with this Runes exchange environment will be like the creation of Bitcoin DAOs. Essentially, you could use your Runes as governance tokens for projects, but that would only be possible if it was programmable, just like Ethereum and the internet computer have that idea of your token means something. Like that isn't the case currently on Bitcoin without this kind of layer being built into it.
If you want to learn more about Omnity Network, like check out their X. They're also going to be in Vegas, so we're going to be running into them there.
And we're going to be seeing a lot of builders next week in Las Vegas for the Bitcoin conference. I'm really excited for that. A lot of these guys are doing these sort of next generation BTC-Fi type applications, and I'm looking forward to it.
Building a new web.
Aaron, I know recently you've been browsing some more of the builders and stuff in the ecosystem. There was one that you came to me with a lot of energy about, excitement in general.
Koown, you know, is a new guy. I think he actually reached out to you briefly a month or so ago, but I just kind of ran into the project on X, and I was like looking at this, and you know, as a sort of a serial entrepreneur, I guess you could say over the last 20 years, like it's not easy to create a legitimate business, period. Okay, now to do it inside of a Web 3.0 new world that we find ourselves in, it's really hard to manage shareholders, directors, expense accounts, all of this. And so like the Koown people, I think that at the core of it is like a group wallet. And then when I dove into, they don't currently have a full model out yet, but they have a test mode you can go into and check it out. And it seems really thoughtful. Contact management, expense approvals, stuff like that, stuff that regular businesses, which aren't going to go away anytime soon, but how do we take regular businesses and adapt them and allow them to function and flourish inside of a Web 3.0 context where maybe shareholders are token holders and maybe DAOs are spread out but also have elected board of directors and people that functionally manage projects day to day, like executives, and then people underneath executives having to spend money, like, so to me, it seems very thoughtful. Simon, looking at his bio, he's got a really credible history in the business and legal world. I don't know, it just felt like exciting to see that level of expertise applying there into what we're all trying to do. Because I think without that, this is just going to keep slowly growing. I'd love to see something fast, but I don't think most business entrepreneurs are going to get involved if they're worried about the legal or compliance or management side of a Web 3.0 business. And so, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and now we can basically evolve from here too. I mean, obviously it's a prototype right now. Just how well the platform looks right now. Like it looks like it has a bright future.
Yeah.
So yeah, and for our friends out there that are looking to get started building on the internet computer, Christopher from DFINITY Foundation just released the next gen ICP starter template.
Yeah, it looks good and kind of help kickstart people right into it. Just fork it and go. There's a lot of the stuff already pre-coded and just making it just a lot easier to get started on it.
Developers need a breeze. They need that early and easy access into the ecosystem and stuff. So this would be a great way for them to leverage and get accustomed to it.
Yeah, that was a great time to build. So yeah, thanks Christopher for putting that together, and looking forward to seeing all the new projects on it. So ICP Hub Indonesia just brought up some uncomfortable facts about Web 3.0 and the projects that are claiming to be Web 3 but are not really decentralized in almost literally any part of it other than maybe the ledger that they manage their tokens on.
It's a little bit of an uncomfortable truth for many of these networks out there.
The recent AWS outage disrupted a lot of major crypto platforms. And this just highlights the risks of relying on centralized services. But here's the problem. Too many so-called decentralized platforms or chains are actually still relying and powered by centralized infrastructure. This means that they're still relying on cloud providers, traditional databases, and web hosts that can shut down instantly.
A lot of projects like to claim that they are decentralized and just not quite there yet.
Yeah, so like if Amazon goes down, all of a sudden, all of Web 3 goes down?
Good.
It does. It does, and it did. Yeah. He ended his video with a really great reminder.
ICP is the only blockchain where you can build full stack Dapps, front end, back end, datas, and files all on the blockchain. No external servers, no middlemen, just pure Web3.
ICP Hub Ghana has a 3-week online internship available for anyone that has some coding experience. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a lot, but you'll learn a lot and be able to grow in the process, which is great.
To me, it's very exciting because it's like getting back to the basics. Learning while you do, versus just going to school for a while and then hopefully figuring out that you could practice. Like just getting into it right now with people who know what they're doing and kind of growing together in that. I think that's really key, and we need to be training a lot of devs if we're going to rebuild the internet, and this is a great way to do it.
It's a great way for everyone to level up and get involved. A lot of ways to level up, and if you really want to level up, you got to be following the ICP Hub United States.
That's right, Kyle. And people can follow us on X, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and now TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. It's a new one.
That's a new one.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to ICP United, and we will see you next time.